welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. Buckle up. There's football coming your way. Coming up next.
No single building has played host to more Super Bowls than this one right here. The Caesars Superdome in the Crescent City of New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59, and we've got an outstanding matchup on tap. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champions taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team, and we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Right to the air is Jackson. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. As you see, they have dealt with their fair share of injuries this season, but Charles, that hasn't stopped them from putting together a very solid campaign, a very good record thus far.
I think a lot of credit has to go internally. Look, we always want to praise the head coach for holding the team together. But to me, it's the guys in the locker room.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Zay Flowers with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. Play action. Here's Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. After the interception, here's Jackson being chased out left. Sheds off the tackle. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now Jackson, flush to his right. The quick feet by Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
And cue the applause, and there it is for him. The mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just the 3rd quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. That's a season's worth of work and a huge commitment to get him the touches that he needed to make that happen. Congratulations.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 16-yard touchdown run. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 14-0 is our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Here is 3rd and 5. Escaping and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. That's taken on the 25. Breaks through the contact. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And shutting him off, now open field. He's still on his feet. Touchdown! Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Hurts sets up to throw it.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Throwing is Hurts.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
On one of the linebackers.
There he goes, right side. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Tucker now to add the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Eagles offense is going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. They go play action with Hurts.
In trouble, and he's taken down. Kyle Van Noy, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. They'll throw now on the final play.
Hurts fumbles it.
And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag if it's not already.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang at Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Hurts to throw. Eluding the Hurts, fumbles it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they've got the football, and they're already knocking on the door inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, twos, oh, my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Henry will take it in. Touchdown.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 27. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the fourth and final quarter. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the fourth quarter. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it is 42-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he goes out right around the 39. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Hurts.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way.
Inside the 10.
And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too.
Yeah, this game has been an all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want the shutout preserved.
Tucker now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he returns this to the 22.
And out now come the Eagles.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but
As you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because...
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Looking deep here for Flowers. And got his man complete. There he goes again, and he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time through the air, 78 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner, and one side a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
Commissioner Goodell on the podium to make the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to a very worthy franchise. Champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.